Having a kundli in your pocket, in your phone, in your tablet will come handy, because whenever there is a transit and you are watching such videos, you can directly go to your horoscope and check how it is related to your own horoscope. How is the Dasha Mahadasha right now running in your life? And for that you can book a Kundli PDF report, which is an elaborate report, a system generated 300 plus pages report, which caters to your need of all the astrology data. It feeds you with not only your basic charts but also detailed Shodash work chart, divisional charts, all the types of Dasha, Mahadasha, Antardashas, and also an overview of 10 years of your life with current year predictions. This gives you a great guidance and a bird's eye view of your life in the future, how the future holds for you, and you can decide for yourself whether you want to take that step that you are thinking of. So book your Kundli PDF today and keep the destiny in your own hands. You will get a bonus numerology section if you book our detailed Kundli PDF. For more types of PDF reports catering to different yogas, catering to all the 20-year analysis, 10-year analysis, check out the website. For Aries ascendant, Venus transit in the sign of Leo is a Venus-Ketu conjunction in the 5th house. And this Venus-Ketu conjunction can create some introspection about your relationship, introspection about your responsibility towards your children, and also about your own expression. This will make you become more silent, become more productive, but from within. That means it is going to make you look for inner beauty. It is going to make you work for inner health and not just superficial wealth and success. Venus-Ketu in the 5th house is also very good for basically connecting with your past relations, healing your past traumas, and also reviving or saving some relationship that has gone sour. So my recommendation here will be to be very polite, humble, and be very creative. Also, if you want to get rid of something that is toxic, something that has been holding you back from a very long time, this can be a very good time. Venus-Ketu in the 5th is the time to basically cut the negative cords. For Leo, this is going to be Venus and Ketu in the 1st house. The 1st house Venus-Ketu means it is going to be the source of spiritual energy. Now understand that Mars is in Libra zodiac sign, 3rd house. It is all about your energy. It's all about the sacrifice that you have been doing for so long. And now you will see people will recognize it. Venus-Ketu in the 1st house will also mean that you will love yourself by getting disconnected with the superficial things, but more and more internalization of the energy will happen. This means you accept yourself the way you are. You accept all the flaws and imperfections around you. That makes you in a far more comfortable state of mind. But one thing is for sure, that with Venus and Ketu in the 1st, this might make you move according to the feedback that you get, according to the people, how people talk about you, what people suggest you. In all these cases, you need to keep a calm on your mind, hold your nerves, and focus on the spiritual side of life. And one thing is to accept the feedback, another thing is to become crazy about it. See, Venus and Ketu means a little bit of detachment from self, but that does not mean that you hand over your life to something that is external. Venus and Ketu rather means internalization, loving all the flaws, and that is what makes you special. For Sagittarius, Venus and Ketu transit will happen in the 9th house. This completely changes the way you perceive the belief system. Venus and Ketu it presents you the raw truth, the ugly truth. It is no longer the decoration. Rather, this is more about getting away from the decoration and focusing on the fundamentals, focusing on the necessary. And this is what will make you special. Venus and Ketu in the 9th house will also create some tough relations with your guru, supervisors and father. But one recommendation is that you have to accept their bitter advice, because this bitterness will save you from a disaster. For Taurus ascendant, the earth ascendant, Venus is your ascendant lord, and Venus-Ketu in the 4th house, this combination can make you feel more connected with the earth, with the mother nature, and you will see the thing in a very different way. It's like you will have an X-ray vision where you understand the true meaning behind love. Say somebody is trying to appreciate you, somebody is trying to tell you how much they admire you. You will see through the talk and you will get to know the reality. One thing I will definitely tell, that do not go and advise somebody unnecessarily. Do not go and pinpoint faults and flaws unnecessarily. Do not speak of them. Rather, try to correct them with a more welcoming tone, with a more constructive messaging. This is also the time when you will see that some renovation or some decoration work can happen in your home. It may provoke you from going minimalistic. That is all fine. For Virgo, Venus and Ketu will happen in the 12th house. The 12th house, Venus and Ketu means this is the time to focus on your health. This is the time you will focus more on sustainability. Venus and Ketu is no longer the beauty, but it is more about what is necessary. The necessary chemical reaction needed to sustain a process is Venus and Ketu, and which means that even if you are eating food, for you the decoration may not matter. But what matters is, what is the calorie count? How much protein do you get? So it makes you more conscious. Just ensure that you should not get paranoid about this. Sometimes Ketu can go on a deeper micromanagement. Venus-Ketu in the 12th house will also focus on micromanaging the finances, micromanaging the losses. And maybe you are continuously trying to stop the loss and stop the gap. But don't get panicked about it. It will happen. You just need to have patience. For Capricorn, Venus and Ketu transit is very unique. It happens in your 8th house. And 8th house transit is something that is to be seen, to be experienced. And Venus-Ketu in the 8th is more about spiritual transformation. It's absolutely spiritual transit. It's a transit where if you observe, your career lord is in the 8th house. This is definitely about your career change, the way you approach a thing, the way you recognize beauty, the way you recognize appreciation. Sometimes when somebody is not very verbal, you still understand the hidden message. That is the beauty of Venus-Ketu, understanding the underlying message, even if the superficial message is saying something different. This is a quality that is developing your intuition, that is developing your skill, and if you have an inner calling, listen to it. For Cancer ascendant, Venus and Ketu is going to be in your 2nd house. The 2nd house, Venus-Ketu, is more about family, wealth, finances, security. You may feel a little insecure, or you will try to just secure yourself, and sometimes this security is coming at a cost. That means you are trying to protect yourself or your family from a problem that does not exist. So this kind of feeling or emotion should be checked. Otherwise, Venus and Ketu in 2nd is good for spiritual growth, spiritual development. This is perfect time to correct the Vishuddhi or the throat chakra issues. If you have issues related to thyroid, speaking, if you have a high level of relationship insecurities, Venus and Ketu can give an opportunity to heal. Why am I saying this? The reason is that Jupiter is aspecting your 6th house and 8th house. So ensure that this Venus-Ketu gives you positive words. Don't say something that is called in Hindi kataksh. For Scorpio, Venus and Ketu is very unique because for you it is happening in the 10th house. Career related changes, change of identity, you trying to figure out that who you truly are, that can happen with Venus and Ketu in the 10th house. It's a career related transit. It may not give you a very pleasant time in your career, but it will definitely give you transformation. Rather, you can meet people who are temporary in your career, whose relationship with you is short-lived. They come and go, but they can create deeper impact in life. Venus and Ketu also mean that there are certain accomplishments that you will have, especially if you are above 40 years of age in your career, that people will remember for that, you for that. So it's a very, very positive and uplifting transit because it has to be seen from a spiritual lens. Pisces. For Pisces, Venus and Ketu transit will happen in your 6th house. The 6th house Venus and Ketu is more about seva, performing your duties diligently without even thinking about anything else. This is what Venus will remind you in the 6th house with Ketu, that you get detached from your responsibility while you are doing it, because the more you are attached, the more you expect an outcome, whereas Venus Ketu wants you to just do it because it is supposed to be done. This message is for you, and because Saturn is in your 1st house and because Rahu is in your 12th house, you need to have a different imagination. You need to focus your creative energy elsewhere, and maybe a new beginning can happen. Venus Ketu in the 6th can give you new creative ideas, and if you are in creative career, this is the time for you. Gemini. In case of Gemini as an ascendant, you are the first air sign, and for you, Venus and Ketu is in the 3rd house. So be careful about how you connect with your siblings. Although a little bit of childish nature is good. Sometimes you enjoy the beauty. This is about appreciating someone's inner beauty, communicating someone's healing ability, bringing out somebody's talent, because Ketu is where you are scraping the surface and finding the true essence of anything. And with Venus and Ketu in the 3rd, it's going to be a great time to figure out what you truly want and what is your true talent, as well as if you're in talent acquisition, if you're in an artistic line, if you're into jewelry, this is a perfect time. Venus and Ketu can also mean something who is in anesthesia, something who is in plastic surgery. Either you want some changes on your body, or if you're in that business, it's a very good time for you. Now, for Libra, you are a Venusian zodiac sign. For you, Venus and Ketu in the 11th house shows that you are now wanting to connect with fewer people, someone who is aligned with your thought process. But that does not mean you end your friendship or you end connections with everybody else. What it means is that your connection will become wider, and more spiritual people who are aligned with your thought process, and somebody who will give new ideas in your case will come in your association. But what you should not do is cut down on the people who are positive, but rather cut down on the negative energy. Venus and Ketu is good for getting away from the toxic and focus on the rejuvenation. For Aquarius, Venus and Ketu is going to be in your 7th house. The 7th house Venus and Ketu is good to understand the depth of marriage and relationship. Venus and Ketu is good for merger and demerger in case you are in a company. And for entrepreneurs, it means understanding the practical side. Sometimes you are over enthusiastic and you may overshoot, but Ketu wants you to come back. Ketu will tell you the real way to get the flag of victory hoisted. This means true knowledge will come in your case. This also means that you may have to, be tough and bold in certain cases, but that toughness and boldness and innovation of Rahu in the 1st house will create positive career advantages. Just that in relationship, you should not impose your thought, you should be adaptive, and you should be ready for some sacrifice.